What is going on, guys? Welcome once again to another Buy the Dips, Sell the Rips video, man. Boy, are we excited because almost every single coin that we've caught on the videos on Buy the Dips, Sell the Rips have almost 2x, 3x. Some have even gone 10x, and we're going to highlight one today, which I still think would probably still do pretty decent. So if you guys are not locked into these videos, you guys are missing out on some major alpha because we're buying before the noise and anybody gets in here. So let's dive in and take a look at the first one. So the first one I want to highlight, and this actually happened inside Boltz Alpha. We did call this one in the video. We gave it kind of like a 300k, 400k market cap entry, but we also recalled it inside Boltz Alpha. So if you're not in there, you guys are missing out. Link to the Discords down below. But we recalled this at 170 before the end of this weekend. And look at this beautiful, amazing green candle, guys, from 170k to almost 2 million. Crazy, crazy. We don't think this is completely over. I actually think that this is going to maybe possibly run some more. And I am expecting this one to come back down to this like 500 range, 600 range. That is probably when you probably want to take a bid on here. 700 is not bad, but that's kind of like where you want to position to potentially get another 2 to 3x, as the coin keeps moving. Ideally, we would want probably the coin to get lower, but I don't think it will get lower now. I think it'll kind of hold its ground at 500 to 400 range. And that's kind of like where you want to get in here. But if you guys were inside of Boltz Alpha, you guys did some nice, really nice gains there, fellas. The next one we're going to mention is Asteroid. And as you guys know, big fan of Asteroid. Still holding ground. This will be or come very close to a billion market cap. I could be completely wrong, but I could be completely right as well. So we're gonna take a stab on this one. Like I said, this one, guys, we called at 2 million. If you guys are inside Boltz Alpha, you got the 2 million call. Already did amazing, 100x plus. But I still think it's not over. There's been a lot of FUD with the coin. There's been a lot of misconception, PvP and all that sort. It's still holding above 100 million, which is amazing. But right now, it looks like we might get another beautiful entry here around 122. So ideally, that's where you want to take a stab between 122. If it kind of comes down to 100, that would be amazing as well. But I personally feel that we are kind of at the precipice where something crazy is going to happen for this coin. And we're hoping we get the uptick to the upside. We're still holding from 2 mil. I'm not going to lie. We did take a little bit of profit, but we're still holding. So I think that's going to do pretty solid as well. So holding really, really nicely here. The next one I want to mention is Kled. And I've been telling you guys about this one. It actually finally hit our entry zone, which is right here, like at 10 below a million, which is 10.7. And you see it got a nice little bounce here from that zone. So theoretically speaking, super bullish, not so much on the tech and all that stuff. I'm really bullish on the person that's actually promoting the coin. And I think the coin could do pretty well, especially right now that we're having a nice upsurge within the markets. So pretty solid entry. Of course, hopefully you got in at 10. 11 is not that bad because theoretically I still think you could possibly get a 2x on this one. So want to keep an eye on, okay? The next one we have is Aliens. This is another beautiful setup with inside Boltz Alpha, guys. Once again, another 10x plus here. We ran this coin from 450. Actually, we've been holding this coin almost like below 100k, but we've been trading it, and we recalled it here with this little expansion here when this dipped at 450, like 400 range, and it ran up to 5 million. So beautiful 10x right there. If you were inside Boltz Alpha, right now it came down. And this would have been a beautiful entry right here at this 800 range, but it took a nice little bounce. I'm expecting hopefully we get another kind of like retest here of this 800 range. That's where we're going to get in, basically, theoretically speaking, on this one. You just want to get in below a million, just so you could get a nice little run up. I still think it does a nice little 2x if we get new file dumps for any alien or UFO stuff. Should theoretically give you a nice little bounce here on a 2x, hopefully. I don't know if it's going to go back up to 5 million and test all-time high, but I do feel like you could get a nice 2x on this one. Another beautiful one that we've had, if you've been watching the videos, I've been telling you guys, yo, cards. And around this whole consolidation phases of like below 8 million and 7 million, and a lot of you guys listened, which I'm extremely happy for. So a beautiful 5x to this run up here. Even more, it was like almost like a 7x here. On this run up. I don't think it's completely over, and I do expect this to kind of come down here and give us this retest of this 25 to 27 to 30 mil range. And I do feel like we honestly on this one, I'm very, very bullish that we might see like a test to all-time high. And hopefully you got it at 7 or 8 there, because that should give us potentially a nice little 10x. If not, if you got it a little bit later, it's still a 5x plus. But right now, if you're looking to get in here, I still think potentially you could get like a nice 2 to 3x here, depending on how low the bounce is. So I'm thinking anything within this range of 27 and this kind of 21 range would be like the ideal zone. I know it's a pretty high zone here, but the problem with this card is the fact that some people don't really understand what it is and they don't hold it for too long, not seeing the potential it has. But I think 25 to 20 range would be ideal, but I do feel like it does come down to 27 and sustains that. So that's one that I'm looking here. The next one we're looking at, guys, is Nobody. And I kind of been telling you guys on this one, guys, this is going to be do pretty well. This is going to be pretty good. And, you know, if you guys were listening, you guys got this kind of below 3 million range here. And a lot of you guys in here, so it's a nice little 2x. What I'm expecting and the reason I'm highlighting this coin, I know it's on green and I don't like to tell you guys to buy on green. But what I am mentioning here is I want to let you guys know that you want to look for this to kind of go up all the way up here, like maybe 10 mil, 9 mil range, and then come back to this 5 to 6 mil range. That's what you want. So you ideally you would like to get into like this range right now, since you already missed the first call. You kind of want to get in this range. So we're looking for it to kind of just bounce back down. Okay. And that is kind of what we're looking for here. Right now, I wouldn't buy on green. I still think the coin will go up, but we're not buying on green. I hate buying on green. We're looking for a retest here around that 5 to 6 mil range, and I didn't want to highlight it because it is still. I've been telling you guys this coin's going to do pretty solid as it moves forward. The next coin I'm going to be mentioning, guys, is this one right here, and this one's called Goblins. And this has been doing pretty well. Now, the reason we like this coin, even though it's a little bit higher, we're looking for kind of another dip right now. Look, listen. From right now it's at 15 mil. Okay, theoretically this coin could run pretty crazy if everything aligns in perfectly, and we could probably see this coin hit like 80 mil to 100 mil if everything aligns perfectly. What I mean aligns perfectly is that they renamed ChatGPT to Goblin. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's the thesis. Sam already said he will, but if he does it, we don't know. Okay, so ideally here, if this were to get if ChatGPT were to get renamed to Goblin, this is gonna run pretty crazy. Right now it's at 14 million, 15 million. I hate buying on green, but I mean if it you have that what if factor if you're not in this coin, right? So ideally you're looking for an entry zone here at 10 mil. That would be the best entry if it comes down. Or anything around 12 million. That is kind of like I'm willing to take a stab at it, but it could still come down, right? I don't think it comes further down. I mean, if it does come further down, it'll probably be around here to this kind of like 7, 8 mil range. But that's if people stop believing in it, right? So time goes by. So he tweeted that today. So that's why you got this crazy green candle. Ideally, people are going to sell, but if people are really bullish, they're just going to keep holding and push. The chart's going to keep going up. So those are the ranges I'm looking for. If we get a really nice down trace here to this 10 mil range, I would say not a bad stab. Take a nice little entry there. If you're bullish on the coin and you think it's going to do very, very well, and you're like, dude, I'm not waiting for it to come to 12. It's probably just going to take off already. Then a nice little dust bid wouldn't be so bad. Okay, that's what we have. All right, so now we're gonna go to another AI meta type of play here, and this is Kled. Now, if you guys were inside the Boltz Alpha, you guys already made some money off on this one, but recently it's come down, it's gone up, it's come down, it's been consolidating there nicely around that 280 to 100 range. It's been doing pretty solid, and the reason we like this one is because I personally feel like we're kind of positioning early on this one, in the sense that this is theoretically the mascot for Kled. So we just want to be in a very good position before it theoretically goes up. As you guys see here, this 150 range, now it's at 500. So if we get any sort of like tweet, any sort of mention, from Kled that this is actually the Mascot, which it got a confirmation based on the event they had. But if we see more posts with the Mascot itself or the plush toy, I think this will rip pretty well. And anything around for this one, guys, anything around I'm gonna say 400. You know, it could go below 400, but anything below 400 and this 600 range, I think theoretically should still give you a 2x. Okay. If the coin gets tweeted or it gets mentioned or anything like that, this is gonna rip pretty crazy. It's probably gonna do something like a Goblin, maybe not that high, but it'll probably do something around that range. Okay, so this is one that I would keep an eye on. Now, the next coins I'm gonna mention, these ones in particular are a little bit more of a gamble, but as you guys know, sometimes when you take those type of gambles, they actually do pretty solid. So just bear and keep that in mind. Okay, we have a coin called Molt. Now this is a pretty older coin, but it's getting some interesting mentions and it's getting some interesting follows here. So this is one that I would definitely keep an eye on. Right now, it went from 800 back to 1.2 million. It's kind of holding there, and the highest this coin has ever been has been 8 million range. And you know, just to kind of hold that range right there of that 800 to 900 range gives me an idea that this might have a possibility of trying to test this all-time high here, or at least test this 4 to 5 mil range. So 1.2, pretty steep price right there to get up on. What I would wait is maybe if it comes below a million or 1.1, roughly like anything below 800, you know, anything like around 800 to a mil would be a very nice entry in this one. Once again, a little bit higher risk, but there's still a pretty possible upside. You could get like a nice, you know, 2 to 4x on this one. So do keep that in mind. And this one's called Molt. All right. The next one we're mentioning is AGI. This is a pretty newer coin. It came out, ran up all the way to 2 mil. Now it's coming back down here around this 500 range. This is ideally where I love to get coins because with these type of coins, it's kind of like a make or break, right? It's either gonna dump and not do well and not do anything else, or it's actually gonna try to run back again. So ideally here, 450 would be awesome. You know, range to get into 455. Right now it's at 500. Still not a bad entry, 500, because even if it were to come down like 10%, it's not that big of a deal. But I would I would pick this one up, set a nice little stop loss in case it just keeps going down. But the upside is actually pretty solid. And that is what we have for today for the buy the dip, sell the rip coins. There was a lot of other coins I wanted to include in this video, but they were just not structured enough where the entry was nice. A lot of the coins we actually called are already moving, like for example, ALCH, that one's doing amazing. But if you guys don't want to miss potential 10x's, 20x's every single week, Boltz Alpha is where you want to go. Link to the Discord down below. Also, don't forget every Tuesday and Thursdays we stream live on YouTube, so come by and hang out. And don't forget to watch these particular videos that come out every Sunday inside Boltz Alpha and Monday in the morning time on our YouTube channel. So if you want exclusive access to get in the plays early, you guys know where to lock in. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.